think your responsibility is your constituency. I don't interpret that as a sort of approach of, let's have all the constituents vote and I'll do whatever they tell me and I walk off in there. Your job is to represent your constituency. And I'm a real supporter of representative democracy, because within any group, there are going to be people who are minorities. In our community, for example, many people who are less well off, a relatively small part of this community, but their needs are really acute. So in any vote, they wouldn't win, but my goodness, they need to be represented. So I think you need to listen, you need to engage, you fight for your community in every way you can. The party relationship is, I think it depends how you came to your decision on how you joined a party. For me, it was very straightforward. So I'd come back from the United States, where I'd been disenfranchised, I was not a citizen to have a vote, and I started to get engaged politically. I said, who shares my values? Who are the people I can find who think the way I do, who care about community in the way that I do, social justice, that's internationalism, that's civil liberties, that's the kinds of issues that I cared about. And I was very lucky. I found a party with other people who think as I do, and that's why I'm a Liberal Democrat. And when we, as Liberal Democrats, decide how we behave in Parliament, we don't take instructions from the top. We get together every Wednesday, we look at the week ahead, we look at what's coming up, and we try and come to a consensus, and quite often that's not the recommended position of the spokesman or the leader. And if we fundamentally disagree, then we go our own way. But I found it's very possible to take your party and your colleagues with you, because we come out of shared values, and people know we're talking sincerely about what's happening in our constituency and our experience. So that's something I've really appreciated about being a Liberal Democrat. No one is telling me what to do. I'm part of making that decision, and I influence it.
But what happens when those...
Then the constituency always comes first.
Well, yeah. I think that you sign up to a political party because it's the one that most closely reflects your philosophy. You sign up, broadly speaking, to the approach of that party. I think it would be mad and unrealistic and actually dishonest to pretend that you agree with each and every detail of policy emerging from one political party. You can never get 10 people in the room who agree on every issue, let alone hundreds of people. I think joining up to a political party means you're joining up to become part of a big battle of ideas. And the Conservative Party has also taken the same position as the Liberal Democrats on Heathrow. That didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened as a result of a really big, robust, proper internal debate. Now, I only have experience in opposition parties. I haven't been part of a government, and I hope that same ability to really disagree with your peers, to argue issues through, is continued if we win the election nationally. I think if we lose that ability, we'll lose also the ability to make good judgment calls of the sort that we made. In terms of the conflict between constituency and party, I think it's very simple. The constituency does come first. Your job is to represent the constituency. I suspect there would be times, if I was elected here, if the Conservative Party forms a government nationally, there will be times when I disagree with the National Party, and at those times I think you have to put your conscience first, then your constituency, and then finally the party. The value of joining a political party, a mass political movement, is that you can't be an expert on every issue. MPs always pretend they're an expert on every single issue, but you can't be. And I think that on those issues where you don't have strong background knowledge, you're not necessarily passionate about each and every issue, that's when the value of being part of that big mass political movement, that collective wisdom, is useful. And that's where I would go along with the whip, but only on those issues where I don't have strong views of my own.